So now let's see how we solve separable equations. And this is a separable equation because it can be written as a function of x times a function of t. And the way we do it is we collect the similar variables on one side and their differential on the top of that side. So what that means is that here dx is already on the top. So I bring the x terms on the left side by dividing by 7x. So dx by 7x. And then I collect all the t terms on the other side. So t cube is already there. And then I have a dt. And then the next step is to integrate both sides. And you know, the integral of 1 over 7x is 1 over 7 ln x. Absolute. And here the integral is t4 by 4. And then I add a constant just on one of the sides. Usually we add it just on the right side. So let's see, 1 over 7 ln x equals t4 over 4 plus c. Okay, they are wanting it to write it as just c on the right side. So we had 1 over 7 ln x. Ln of x absolute. And here we had t4 over 4 on the other side. So if we bring it back, so let me show you again. So they want just the c on the right hand side. So we bring this one on the left, so it gets subtracted. So minus t4 over 4. Okay, so this one, let's see. First, we need to separate the variables. So first, let me show you the steps here. So let's copy it, x cube plus 4x cube y 4. So let me open x cube plus 4x cube. Let's see. X cube plus 4x cube y4 dx, and then plus e to the x4 y cube dy. 4x cube y4 dx. Is it plus e to the x4 y cube dy. So first we find a way of separating the variables. So here you can factor out an x cube. You get 1 plus 4y4 factoring is a very powerful thing we can do for separating variables. And take this one on the other side, negative x4 e to the negative e to the x4 y cube dy. And then we want x terms on the left side. So I have x cubed, and then bring this one on the other side over e to the x4. And then we have a dx as well. And take the y terms on the other side. So you already have a negative y cube over there, negative y cube dy. And then you have 1 plus 4y4. And these are some of the basic calc integrals. If we write this left one as e to the negative x to the 4, x cubed dx. And we write this one as, okay, here we can just leave it like this, negative y cube over 1 plus 4y4 dy. So I'll quickly tell you what the u substitution will be for those of you who do these by u substitution, which is most of you. There are a few people who use shortcuts. So I will just quickly write the answer by shortcuts, but I will also tell you what the u substitution, just to remind you, although most of you have recognized what the u substitution would be. So if you do u equals negative x power 4, then after you take the du, this x cube will go away and it will just be e power u. And similarly here, your u substitution will be 1 plus 4y4. And when you take the du, this y cube is going to cancel out and it's just going to be some constant times 1 over u, and that's ln u. So therefore, when you integrate this, okay, here I'll quickly write, this will give us, so negative 1 over 4 e power negative x4. So this will give me negative 1 over 4 e power x4. And just quickly, for those of you who are interested in knowing what the shortcut is, so you don't have e power x, but you have e power negative x4. So you look at what the derivative of this is. The derivative of this is negative 4x cubed. Now we have almost that in front. We have the x cubed. We don't have the negative 4. So if you want a negative 4 here, you have to balance it by dividing by negative 4. And so the result is that you pick up a negative 1/4 times this one. So whatever factor you multiply or divide by in order to balance the derivative, that's the factor along with the exponential that you will pick. So this integral will be negative 1 over 4 e to the negative x power 4. And then the other one, When you do this u substitution, you will get du equals 16 y cubed dy. So you will pick a 1 over 16 here, the same idea. So, and we already have a negative. So this would be negative 1 over 16 ln u. So negative 1 over 16 ln 1 plus 4 by 4. So I'm quickly going over the integration because that's Calc 2. You're supposed to know that. But I'm just quickly reminding you of how you do that. So the integral here will be negative 1 over 16 ln of 1 plus 4 by 4. And remember, they are wanting everything on the left side and only c on the right. So when you bring this one over on the left side, it becomes positive 1 over 16 ln of 1 plus 4 by 4. So now since 1 plus 4 by 4 I know is already positive because of even powers and addition signs. So here I can also write a parenthesis instead of absolute value. Okay, so we'll do the remaining problems in the next segment.